Yo, what's up, everybody? So, first off, I want to say thank you to the kind comments from earlier videos. I really appreciate that. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. But I do have intentions to actually upload on Wednesdays with the morning mess. So, you guys will be seeing those every Wednesday. I have a schedule. But anyways, I wanted to do this second video today and just kind of talk about some topics that, I'm ready to discuss about and ready to just put out there. First one is going to be ZTE. People, there are so many theories out there, conspiracy theories or not, on ZTE's situation. But what I want to make clear is that they're theories. Don't take them as gospel. There's a difference. We can only speculate that it's a political, agreement with companies like Samsung and LG to stay ahead. First of all, let me also knock something that people are putting out there. Samsung and ZTE are not U.S. companies. They're not American companies. Okay, they could have manufacturing plants here in the U.S. They have dealings with the U.S. government, but they are not home based here in the U.S. They are home based in South Korea. So I just want to make that very clear. But ever since the whole thing about like Huawei and the spyware or the spy tactics, Huawei CEO went public saying that it's a political thing to help other companies stay ahead and not have Huawei devices make its way to the U.S. or the West market, basically Western market, because we do have Huawei devices here. But if you guys were to go to China and see what kind of devices they have there, they have a massive amount of devices made by Huawei and ZTE in China that you've never heard of and never seen, unless you really dig intensely in Google. So people are believing that that's what happened with ZTE, but it's a little bit different on ZTE's standpoint, because basically the ban that's on right now was the original punishment for what happened a few years ago when ZTE was caught having deals with Iran. So they were selling goods to Iran, and that's kind of breaking some rules. I mean, you guys can really Google it for yourself if you want to get the nitty gritty. But let's just say that, punishment wise, they were to pay 2/3 of that. I think like that 1.2 or 1.12 billion fine that they got slapped with. They paid 2/3 of that, and they promised to reprimand those that were involved in the dealings that covered it up. And they were to report on that. Now, when they did report on it, it basically came out that they didn't really reprimand anybody, and that those some of those that were involved in that dealings with Iran actually were paid bonuses. Okay, they weren't reprimanded; they were paid bonuses, and they lied on the report. And so by them lying and not doing what they said they were going to do, the ban was reinstated, and it's in effect until 2025. It's not banning ZTE devices from the United States forever, and I don't even think it is banning ZTE devices, but what it is banning is American companies such as Qualcomm to sell goods to ZTE. So that means that if ZTE was to build a new phone, they couldn't get the Snapdragon 835 or the Snapdragon 845. So they would have to go seek elsewhere, whether they have to do dealings with Korea and go with the Exynos chip, or they would just have to find a different chipset maker to help power their handsets. And this puts a strain on ZTE because, I mean, some of the devices do use Qualcomm chips. So with them not having the ability to get those, that really puts a hindrance on their development for their devices. Sad to know that, but everything that's being thrown out there is theories. There's nothing been proven. And right now, ZTE hasn't come forward with their response to, the news. And obviously, if it was a lie in general, a complete lie, don't you think a multi-million-dollar company with as much lawyers as they have would have already came forward and said that that was a complete lie? But obviously not. They have to draft a PR. And in that PR, they're basically going to try to make light of what they are guilty of so that it doesn't really tarnish their reputation. And I mean, every business is like that. Every business. If McDonald's had something bad, I mean, I don't know if you remember when McDonald's had box cutters and Happy Meals. They released a press conference and they released a report, and they tried to make light of it as much as they could. When putting a box cutter in a Happy Meal and handing it to a 3-year-old is really bad. But again, you know, it's not to say that it is all true, and it's not to say that it's all lie. Sometimes you just gotta sift through all the BS and figure it all out for yourself. But kind of sad to know that ZTE is going to have a very strenuous next couple of years, especially since Qualcomm is like really in the middle of the launch of 5G. That's going to be a real big hindrance on there. Next up, I want to talk about is T-Mobile basically facing a hefty fine for ghost ringing. Now, if you guys don't know what ghost ringing is, basically, first, let me kill this. It's not drop calls. Drop calls is when you're actually on a phone call and it drops. But ghost ringing happens is when you dial a number, and what happens in a situation when a call doesn't actually establish a connection through, it is called a block. So it's a block call, not like blocking someone from calling you, but a block call, like the attempt went and the attempt failed, is considered a block. So there's a call attempt, call block, and drop call. Those are 3 different things. So ghost ringing basically is where it makes the ringing sound like it established a connection and is ringing to alert the other person to answer their phone, when basically there was no connection. So T-Mobile facing a fine on that. People are kind of like really quick to be snarky about it. Look, there's no perfect company. I'm going to say that right now. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint, all of them do their dirt, and all of them aren't perfect. Not from west to east, not from north to south. None of their customer base has an equal playing field. So that means, when I mean that, I mean every person that has Verizon will not have the exact same data speeds, exact same call quality. It's just not, yeah. So you know what? Let's just kill that right there. But hopefully T-Mobile will not do this anymore since they're facing that fine. And last up, and shout out to Dragonic Warfare for this little bit of info for all you Boost Mobile users out there, including myself. I'm kind of stoked, and I'm going to do this. Apparently, the 3 lines for 100 plan is basically the tested plan that they have right now, the $60 plan. So it's the unlimited talk, text, and data with 20 gigabytes of mobile hotspot. And new and existing customers can switch over to that plan. You just have to basically switch everyone in your family to that $60 plan in order to take advantage of that promotion. So 3 lines, 100. 4 lines, 130, 5 lines, 160. So if you're really looking into that, like if you got 3 lines, if you're a 3-line family, you're going to benefit the heck out of this one, because it's $100 for 3 lines. And we know that Boost Mobile has taxes and fees included. So it's a flat 100. You get 20 gigs of hotspot per device. That's better than Sprint postpaid on Unlimited Freedom that only gives 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot. So you're getting double what postpaid service users on Sprint are getting. So clap, pat yourself on the back, whatever, if you switch over to that plan. But you want to switch over to that plan, because it is not a promotion that's going to last forever. So get on it while you can. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like to let me know. If you just subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. Hit that bell option to know when I upload a video. That's it, guys. I'm out.